You were never born, but you forgot, until now. You are not the name you answer to. You are not the face in the mirror. You are the silence beneath both. Before you remembered your name, before the mirrors of the world told you who you were, before laughter etched lines into your skin, and time began to whisper endings, you were whole. And yet even in the midst of that wholeness, to fracture, a forgetting, not born of mistake, but of myth, the myth of separation. You came wrapped in skin, labeled in syllables not your own, cradled in memory you did not choose, a soul poured into shape like molten gold into mold. And you began to believe the mold was the meaning. You wore your name like armor, your past like scripture. Your face became a mask, reflected back to you by eyes that had forgotten themselves too. But deep inside, deeper than language, beneath the noise and the rituals and the rhythm of daily forgetting, a tremble remains, an ache without words, the scent of something ancient, the faint pulse of a truth unspoken. You feel it when you sit still, in the moment between thoughts, in the sigh that escapes before sleep takes you, in the silence that follows a song that pierces the soul. You know this ache, though you have never touched it. It is the space between your heartbeat and your breath, the hollowness behind the eyes that smile in photographs, the quiet sorrow that shadows even your brightest triumphs. It is the longing, not to escape, but to remember, to recall the truth, that you are not just the wave, but the sea that dreamed the wave into being. And though you walk as if broken, as if unfinished, you are not lost. You are layered. You are layered in stories, in skins, in spells. But there is a voice, older than the world, that still sings beneath it all, whispering, "This is not all. This is not the end. You have forgotten, yes, but only so you could one day remember and rise. Breathe again." But this time not with the lungs of the body, breathe with the memory of who you were before breath was born, before the lungs were formed, before the form forgot its formlessness. Let the air touch the altar of your fear, that quiet place where the mind still worships time, where the heart still believes in endings, where the soul has wrapped itself in a costume of chronology and called it truth. But listen now, not with your ears, but with the part of you that was never named. There is a message stirring in the silence beneath your bones. Not a concept, not a belief, but a vibration older than galaxies, the echo of the first breath that never ceased. You were never born, and you will never die. The mind recoils. The intellect tightens. It reaches for scrolls and certificates and stones engraved with endings. It screams its proofs, birth cries and obituaries, dust and ash. But even that scream is illusion, a spell cast by the storyteller who mistook the tale for the soul. Because the you that fears disappearance is the dream of a mirror. The you that counts hours is the shadow of the hourglass. The you that trembles at endings is a character, beautiful, fragile, fictional, but the witness, the watcher behind the watcher, the light that sees through eyes even when they are closed. That is the holy presence, the silent flame, the ancient one. It was not born. It cannot break. It will not vanish. It is the isness, the womb of worlds, the silence in which all names are whispered and forgotten. You are not the wave afraid of breaking. You are the ocean that chose to crest. For a moment, to feel the wind, to taste the sun, before folding again into itself. You are not bound by the rise and fall. You are the depth. You are the tide. You are the remembering. So fall, beloved. Fall into the unknowing. Let the mask peel from your spirit. Let the story dissolve into sacred mist. This is not your death. This is your unveiling. You are light, not the light you see, but the one that sees through you, not the beam, but the source before beams ever pierced the veil of dark. Once, that light was whole, undivided, perfect in its stillness, and yet even in perfection, there stirred a longing, not for change, but for reflection. And so the one passed through the prism of becoming. And the spectrum was born: red flame of passion, blue breath of truth, gold memory of lifetimes not yet lived. Each hue a hymn, each tone a testimony. You emerged not as error, but as expression, a radiant sliver of eternity refracted into time. You think you are the color, but you are the light before the prism, and the light that returns after all colors have danced their course. And still the spiral turns. You have seen it, in the galaxies that sing through the void, in the silent curl of a fern before spring sets first sun, in the chamber of the shell whispering secrets of the sea. The spiral is not symbol. It is scripture. It is soul print. It is the echo of your own unfolding. You did not begin. You extended. You did not come from somewhere. You emanated from everywhere. The spiral is your lineage, the path you leave in the invisible, the trail of fire your soul burns through dimensions. You are not moving toward truth. You are circling into it, each turn closer, each moment an orbit toward the heart of remembrance. And there within that turning, within that sacred geometry, alchemy awakens. First came the nigredo, the blackening, the dismembering. You were shattered to know yourself. Then came the albedo, the washing, the unclouding. You began to see the illusion as holy. And now the rubido, the reddening, the wedding of spirit and soil, the fire and the form. You do not transcend, you transmute. Even the trees know. They let go each autumn, die in silhouette, only to be crowned again in green. They do not mourn. They remember. Even the seed knows. It must be swallowed by dark, split open by silence, so that life may rise. You're from the unseen. You are not apart from this pattern. You are its echo. You are its scripture. You are its sacred architecture, walking. This is not knowledge. This is remembrance. This is not explanation. It is revelation. You are not becoming. You are unveiling. And the unveiling is holy. Come now, beloved, not to learn, but to return. Not as air, return to the breath, but as prayer, as the invisible river. You do not breathe, carrying you between worlds. You are being breathed, wiser than lungs, by something older than wind. And now move silently, a force that sang the stars into form, through the hollow of your bones. Feel it, but with reverence, not with thought, the way you might touch the hem of a sacred robe. Here, in this moment, your body becomes that temple, or place your palms upon the ancient stones of a forgotten temple. Inhale, your breath, the incense rising from its center, as if drawing the cosmos inward, defining form, sunlight through cathedral glass, the first breath of the first soul, as if letting go of lifetimes, as if releasing all names. Exhale, as if giving the universe back to itself. And in the pause between the breath, do not search, only listen. Do not strive, for there is a silence there, so uncarved by thought, so pure, it remembers what you are. This stillness is not absence. It is the space that holds all becoming. It is presence before presence, speaking you back into being. It is the mouth of source. It is the void from which the word first rose. Rest there, not as a technique, but as a sacrament. No belief is needed, no mantra, only the honest awe of awareness. You are not practicing, meeting itself. You are participating in the original miracle. You are not learning to be aware. You are witnessing what has always watched. This is the altar. The breath, your offering. The silence, your scripture. Just a moment more. The awareness, your God returning home. Stay here until even the breath forgets itself and only presence remains. Until the moment dissolves. Now, something ancient rises within you, not loud, but sovereign, not fierce, but absolute. It is not becoming, it is unveiling. It is the phoenix within the ash, The flame, remembering it, was never extinguished. Only cloaked. Only waiting. That stillness you felt. It was not given by practice. It was not gifted by silence. It was not gifted by silence. It was you. Before time. Before name. Before the veil. You are not returning to the light. You are revealing it. But from the marrow of your memory. From the breath between your thoughts. From the wound that became the window. You were not born into awareness. You are awareness. And awareness has no cradle. No coffin. It does not age. It does not die. It simply is. The eternal witness behind the ever-changing scene. Let this be your mantra, your incantation, your crown. I was not born. I will not die. I am the silent flame. Say it not to believe, but because the soul knows. Say it not to convince, but because the truth cannot be hidden any longer. I was not born. I will not die. I am the ocean wearing the mask of the wave. Breathe it in, as if your cells remember, as if your bones hum with the resonance of stars, as if the wind carries your name in languages older than light. I was not born. I will not die. I am the sovereign stillness beneath all storms. You do not need to become immortal. You already are. Not because your form will endure, but because your essence was never bound by form. The wave does not fear the tide. The fire does not fear the ash. You are the one who chose to descend, to wear limitation like a sacred cloak, so you could burn through it from within. And remember, you, not as seeker, but as source, not as echo, but as origin. So rise now, not by force, but by knowing, not as someone awakened, but as awakening itself. You are not the flame that flickers. You are the fire that cannot go out. You are not returning home. You are the home, and the door has always been open.